Today actually is a new moon. I guess most of you are aware I'm an astrologer. It's a new moon in Pisces, and Pisces is all about being connected to that which is greater than us. It's about drinking. It's about artistry and music. And I have to say, I'm reminded of a couple of things here. In college, I was studying Japanese, and I had read an article that, and I forget where it was, but if you had a couple of beers, they'd done this study with students, that with a couple of beers, they actually did better speaking foreign language. My foreign language speaking people over here are nodding. And so I went to the local tavern and had a couple of Tom Collins before I went to have my Japanese test. I was very excited. I thought, okay, pas de problème, right? Wrong language. So I get in there, and then it turns out that it was written. The test was for oral speaking on foreign languages. So when I got my test back, it was thoroughly read and so forth, and so I went, oh no, but I learned a great lesson. Not to do wine before one does something important, like give talks about the State of the Union beforehand. And I only think I had 1.5 tonight with you guys, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, it is such a treasure to have you here. The professional division has always been a very strong core of people for the Institute. What you all have done throughout the years is to use our technology with your clients, your patients, your students, your personnel, with whomever, and then to report back to us what you have found. And then we go and share that with others, even though John Holt doesn't think we do. Right, John? It's like, please get published. Well, these days, there are these things called blogs, John, instead of, we don't have the paper publishing anymore. Do y'all remember that, the focus in the journal? Well, we are still putting out information, but we are hoping to get, of course, more and more reports from you all on what you're doing. When I was 15 years old, I was sitting with Bob, and I was trying to see what it'd be like to light cigarettes and stuff like that. And he and I were in the living room, and I took a match and I said, "Can I light your cigarette for you?" That time he was smoking Larks. Do any of you know about Larks? They were the sweet-smelling cigarettes. And it was 1967. Do the math. And so I lit it, and I said, I want to change the world. I want to make it a better place. And he took a thing off his cigarette, a drag off his cig, and he said, well, you don't have to change the whole world. You could take a match like that, and you just light one other person's, let's say it's a candle, and then they light someone else's candle, and then they light someone else's, and on and on. And then you have millions of people then who are carrying this light. And I've always thought of that as a metaphor for this place. But now I think we kind of have the Olympic flame, if you will. And people come and they light their candles, and that's what I think you all are doing. And what we do is we teach people how to acknowledge that light, how to bring that light into their lives, how they can empower themselves with that. But we don't tell them how to do it, where to use it. And that's one of the beauties of this place. All of you know that we don't ascribe to any particular religion. We do have the dogma that you are more than your physical body. Is that a dogma? Maybe. And it works. We have done an awful lot for 30 or more thousand people who have come through here. And for me, it is so heart-filling because I look at you guys, and even though it may sound trite, I want to make the world a better place. I think that's what you want to do too. You want to help other people acknowledge and understand what greatness is inside of them. You want to see it in yourselves. You want to make a more positive impact. You want to understand more about what reality really is, instead of just this, what Bob called PMR. Do we know what that stands for? Yeah. We're going to get beyond just physical matter reality into what really is. And so we continue with the same kind of original impetus, original beliefs, if you will. Excuse me, we're putting beliefs into knowns, but the original direction that Bob wanted. And that deals with who and what we are. We are a research and educational organization. We may do it a little bit differently now, but it's still the same thing. We're trying to find out who and what we really are, how we can make that better, and how we can do it better. So what we've been doing recently, I'll just start with this past year. In the lab, if you all have been paying attention to the website and so forth, you're probably aware that Ross Dunseith, our research coordinator, has been doing an evoked potential project, looking at the effects of SAM signal and corresponding brain waves with a 19-channel EEG. We've been dealing with mind mirror studies combined with programs. And our lovely Judith Pennington here will be talking more about that, as Ross will be talking more about the other research we've been doing too. We've got 5 new residential programs that we've introduced this year. The Discovery program, which is a mind mirror program. We have 16 people who come together, that's the max we take, and they are being measured with mind mirrors to see what's going on with their EEGs. It's a feedback device. And the Discovery program, for example, involves out-of-bodies, lucid dreaming, and remote viewing. And you found some interesting things so far with that. We haven't gotten the final report yet, but it's exciting stuff. And Bob, I think you'll probably be talking a bit about that too, is that right? In your Tuesday morning or afternoon address, right? Energy medicine with Brian and Alan. Where did Alan go? I know there she is. Yeah. Which has been a great success. I was the lucky recipient of some of the energy sessions, and it was really cool. Joe was too, and we went home, and we were talking about something that might usually be a little difficult, and we were just sliding over things, and it was so light. Our energy was so light, whereas usually it could have gone a little bit more like this. I attribute that, even though the energy session was looking at my thyroid and why can't I lose weight quicker and stuff like this. The energy shifted our communication somehow, so that was very exciting. The Journeys program, A Voyage to Happiness, another mind mirror program. And again, Bob will tell you about that because I have a difficult time describing exactly all that's entailed in that program. And I think once again we found some very interesting effects, mainly more in the gamma area, if I'm not mistaken. Right? The Law of Attraction with our dear Ellen and Tip Jones-Walker. And that has been quite successful. We'll be having that again this year. And then Starline's Reunion with Francine King. So you know we have the Starlines 1, 2, and that is in essence Starlines 3. Those have all been new since last year. We've also added on 5 new online programs. Developing Intuition with Patty Ray Avalon. Have any of you taken that yet? Okay. Did you like it? Yay. Yeah, no, okay. I'm sure you're not going to say anything, but it has been quite positively talked about. Our Gateway Experience Accelerated program has been much more successful than the one that dragged on forever. And we have 3 advanced excursion programs. One of the things that's excited me too is our collaboration with Garrett Stevens and hemi-sync and AJ, looking also at more online programs. And I'm kind of sneaking into 2018 here a little bit, but we're doing some collaboration on waves 7 and 8 of the Gateway Experience. Are you going to talk about that at all during your?
I wasn't planning on it.
Whoops. We'll see. Well, that's just a teaser. You have to wait now. Yeah, okay. In terms of new products, you guys, Sam Musics that our dear Bob has put together. We had 2 of those this past year, Openness and Under the Glowing Stars. The outreach program. We sponsored a very productive European outreach and residential trainer weekend in, would somebody pronounce this for me, Vesuvius, Greece, outside of Athens. And it was at the Nousphera Retreat Center, which it's wonderful. The 2 women, Yulia and Maria, had designed it based on this place. They so loved this. Beautiful place. So as we're looking at where we're going to have more Programs, more residential programs, I'm thinking that would be a likely spot. Also, I want to thank Tip very much for all you've done in the Leadership Council. Tip has led it for the last 3 years and helped redesign it, and I suspect that lady next to you has helped with that too. Wonderful, Slim, and Darren. Yeah. Anyway, thank you both so very, very much. You see, it's fun because remember what Bob wanted? He wanted to get it out there, right? And so we're doing it. Maybe not as fast as many would like, to include myself, but we are doing that. We have gotten a marketing program and a development program going, which we didn't have before, and as a result, we have some lovely new print brochures. You may have seen them, one on the Monroe Institute, one on the Gateway Voyage, one for legacy giving for everyone who wants to put us in their wills, one on the annual fund, the Dolphin Energy Club, one for Friends of TMI, one on the professional division. Have you all seen that? I mean, it's really professional work. Penny Harrison, our development director, spearheaded that, has done a wonderful job. And then there's the other publication we've had called the TMI Coloring Book. It's our more erudite offering for the world. Has anyone seen that yet? Isn't it fun? Yeah. Where is he? There, Mike. Mike, who's now got the cameras running. I'd like to acknowledge him because he is the artist who did all the work, all the drawings in it. Great job, yeah. As you know, the whole marketing business is really delicate because some people still take great exception to, it's like in the old days, why would Cadillac or Mercedes ever need to have an advertisement? They're so good they shouldn't need to. And there's a little bit of that attitude that comes into when you're dealing with spiritual type of topics and stuff. But in fact, that's what we have to do. We have to get the ads out. And we use social media for the most part. And our website visits were up 18% this past year. We have 11% new subscribers. Our YouTube milestone has passed 2 million views. Yeah. And with about almost 3,000 subscribers. And Facebook grew over about 39,000 page likes. Not that I happen to enjoy this, you guys, because it's not really my thing, but it's important. That's how it's done now. All right. We have also had some key staffing changes. As you know, our programs coordinator, Jan McConnell, retired, and we have brought on Carol Wagenhurst, who is our new program director. Dylan Prout, a young man. This is very different, right? And he is our marketing and development associate. And I think for me, perhaps the most important thing is our core staff is still there. These people, this place wouldn't exist without Tammy and Angie and Sandra and Denise and Carolyn and on and Ann. So we have got a very solid foundation, and I'm so very proud of these people. Again, I don't know what I'd do without them. In terms of our development and philanthropy, because of the kindness of strangers and the generosity of a number of people, we have been able to give out 19 scholarships. We replaced our old airport van, which is kind of nice. We now have a new church van. We repaired the roof of the Nancy Penn Center, and I would have a drum roll here. We installed fiber optics, finally. I don't know if you all realize the speed used to be like one and a half up and down, and it's now, I forget which preposition, 50 up and 20 down, or 50 down and 20 up. Anyway, it's magnificently faster when it works. We're still in Nelson County. We're still getting things repaired. We were also able to engage several volunteers to support our marketing and development projects. And we had 3 interns from the University of Virginia and the local high school who were supporting our various marketing and research things, like getting us on Instagram. Some people even had tweets and used Twitter in nice ways. Right? Yeah. Okay. So that is kind of what was been going on in the past in the background, just a few things. Now, for this year, for the next State of the Union, we are hoping, and if you know of anyone who would be interested, we are hoping to find a postdoc person who would like to become a research associate for us. We are going to be doing such things as a copper wall project, a psychomanium project, a couple of more mind mirror programs. Some of these might even be prep sessions. So people could come and do a one-on-one with the mind mirror, which would be a very nice addition to what we're already doing. We have a dear soul who might be interested in helping look at what are the real effects, studying the effects of what goes on with our program participants. Someone who's currently working for DOPS and likes sitting next to Russian medical doctors. I'm talking about you, Marietta. And we're very much excited about talking with you about what might happen in that vein. Yeah. In terms of and by the way, Ross is going to go into depth talking with you all about that on Tuesday, what we're going to be doing in the research arena. In terms of outreach. Outreach is a very important thing, something, though, that we have not had a full-time person to be able to handle. So unfortunately, as some of the outreach trainers will tell you, they feel like the redheaded stepchildren, for which I am deeply sorry. We will change this.
What's wrong with redhead?
Touché. We are going to have an outreach trainer program in Verona, Italy next month. We will be training 12 new trainers, and thanks to Ellen Jones Walker's new design of various phases, we're not quite done yet, we have a much stronger group who will be and more prepared group of people. And our dear Stefano and Andrea Berger will be training that program. We're very excited about it, and I look forward to seeing what kind of different results we get. Furthermore, we will be talking about, in this year, in the coming year, how we can completely revamp the structure of how we go about training trainers to provide our programs, to provide both the excursions, the weekend programs, as well as the longer residentials in countries across the globe. I've often said my vision of the future is, that Google map that has all the lights, you can see all the continents and all these little sparkling lights across the continents. Each of those is a Monroe Center. Each of those, or at the least, represents people who are using the technology we've provided, who are doing kind of what our vision is, the global awakening of humanity. That's what the vision statement of the Institute has been for many years. So how are we going to do it? Well, we just went through some talking about this at our board of directors meeting and how we're going to start step by step being able to start this process. And I'm really grateful I'm going to have such good help with that, Stefano and Archie. And others, Beth and all the other outreach trainers. We have a number of you in here. I think there are about 13 of you hiding in and out of them. So that's a very exciting thing to me because, again, that's what Bob really wanted to see, get it out there. How can we bring something of value to contemporary culture? So there's that. Then, in terms of programs, what new programs, and this is exciting to me too. Serving Spirit. Now, I don't know if Bob's twirling it. Well, he doesn't have a grave, but he might be, because he stayed away from the S word. He didn't like the word spiritual or spirit. But in September, we are going to offer a weekend program. It's already full, by the way, with the waiting list. Suzanne Giesman, who was a commander in the Navy, and who, I think as a result of losing her daughter, realized that she had some psychic abilities and has been using those now, and it turns out she's quite an accomplished medium. So she will be coming and training people in those techniques. Isn't that exciting? I'm very excited. It's certainly one I want to take. Bill and Susan Buellman will be giving, actually I'm kind of sliding over into the online thing, but they're going to be having an online Destination Higher Self course. And I'm not sure if they're calling it that or Enlightened Transitions, because I've gotten both just recently today talking with Glidewing. Now Glidewing is the company we're dealing with. They're a very quality production company. And it just so happens that Bob Felix and his wife Marina, Bob used to make hemi-sync tapes. He also used to work over at Interstate Industries, Monroe Products, now called hemi-sync, as the accountant, I think it was. So he has done a number of jobs in the whole Monroe arena, and he runs this very professional company. So we are working with him. So with the Buellmans, we'll be doing that course with them. We have a remote viewing 2 course coming up, and lots of people are excited about that. Ms. Beth Vaughn and Miranda are very involved with the redesign on that, and that is in September, is it? Or August? Is it August? Last week of August. I think that one's almost full too. Is it already full? Yeah. So yeah, that's very exciting stuff, and it's going to be quite different. And Beth, you can probably tell people more about that during the week. And actually, didn't I see Joe come in? I did. And Joe's even around. He may even be able to tell you a little bit about that. Not at the moment, but later. That would be the remote view. Okay. Also, Ms. Judith Pennington is going to be giving a course. What did we decide to call it? Superconscious Mind? Was that it? And this is going to be another Mind Mirror course in December. And these have been extraordinary courses. And yours, I look very much forward to seeing what you come up with. This is Sam. It's a Sam course, and you will be doing your own meditations, working with Bob on these. So that's another one we are adding this year. Other online programs we're adding, Mark Allen's Magical Path. I think that starts next week, as a matter of fact. Paul Rademacher has another book coming out. And it's, what the heck is the name of that thing? Anyway, it's a long title, but it deals with money and dreaming and spirituality. And we'll be doing an online course with him and Glidewing as well. Yeah, that should be great fun. And I'm not sure if that's fall or winter, but we'll get that information out to all of you when it comes. In terms of products, bless you, Bob, for your work on the CDs. We just had another Sam music come out called Aria. Another one called Metamorphosis will be coming out soon, and some Sam guided meditations. We had a free Sam meditation. It was a group meditation made specifically for groups that actually I did last year, and it's a free one on the website. We're also going to offer a 2-week free online program that we're doing with Glidewing, and it's kind of an introduction to 10-12 type state. It's for people who have never really done much meditation, and that we hope will funnel people then into a paying 3-week online course. And I haven't got a trainer yet who's going to be training that. So we have, as you can see, we've been a bit busy. It's in a fun kind of way. Penny Harrison has been working on what's called a case statement, a case for support, why someone would really want to give us $250,000, and she's done a heck of a fine job. This will be refined over the next few weeks, and we're starting with it in the research arena. So that's one thing that's going on with our fundraising. The other thing is I'd like to acknowledge our dear Susan Smiley, who has kindly, generously, hugely donated her art collection to us to sell. Thank you. So, with all of this kind of stuff going on, as you can see, we're keeping quite busy. If there's anything that kind of lights you up and is anything you'd like to get involved with, we're always interested in your feedback. One of the things, for example, as we go past 2018, what do we want to do? Sleep research. Now, sleep right now is what it always has been. But it's so very important. Can we enhance it? Can we make it better? What about virtual reality? And there's something going on there too. Perhaps we would find that could virtual reality help catalyze someone who wants to get out of their body? Now, we're not talking about replacing that inner experience, don't misunderstand. But we are talking about offering something along with either hemi-sync or SAM that might help be a jumping point and provide experiences far more profound than we could have ever imagined. All right? Now, this is all very serious, very profound work. But one of the things Bob felt was very important was for us to keep our sense of humor about things and to have fun with it. Just so happens that today marks the 23rd anniversary of Bob's going over to the other side of his death, which is just amazing to me. It's been almost a quarter of a century. But then it's been about half a century that this place has been going on, too. And I was thinking about, somebody said the other day, coming here is like coming to Shangri-La. We have sacred sites as our theme this year. And I was talking with Penny and AJ earlier saying, do you remember there was something about Mom and Dad and George Durrett, who was our brother who was the head of the farm management and maintenance here, having done something very special where they went to the four corners of the land, and they had been instructed by Miranon through Chez St. John to do this. And they went to the four corners of the land, and there was something about the earth involved there, and light and water. And they went, and they basically, and knowing my mother, who was the Christian mystic, did a blessing each place, and Bob in his own way did as well. And George held the ground. He was a very sacred fellow in his own way. And we have had people report where they had seen shafts of light in certain corners of this property. It's 800 acres here. But in terms of this institute area, and I don't know exactly where those special spots are, although I think one's in the entry when you're coming in. So I find that very, very interesting. And I have such warm feelings, such hope, such excitement, too, when I, again, look at all of you and I think about all the people who are out there who are still using the technology that Bob started so many years ago, and it's getting bigger and bigger in many different ways. And a lot of that is due to your efforts. And some of you paid, some of you unpaid, and just bless you all. I want to say that I have a little closing thing here now. And it has to do with what have we accomplished, the State of the Union, over the last 4 decades. And somebody who's in this room who doesn't even remember writing this, put this in an email. And what she said was, TMI's gift to the world is of simple, effective tools to achieve expanded states of awareness. TMI has reassured tens of thousands that they are sane, that their esoteric experiences are normal human phenomena. TMI gives us a map to territories far beyond the physical. TMI backs up its techniques and products with 50 years of R&D. TMI takes the fear out of experiencing consciousness beyond the body. TMI prepares us to find out for ourselves rather than to accept externally imposed beliefs. Participants report emergent, peak, and exceptional human experiences related to their TMI training. And TMI has transformed the lives of millions of people throughout the world. And I think that's beautifully stated, and that's what I feel charged with us continuing to do, and I thank you all for your part in doing that too. Thank you. I would like to add that the person who wrote that, who doesn't even remember writing it, was Leslie France.